Yeah, I got time, cuz.
I had to get your singing in there. I had to get your singing in there. No foreplay, man. No foreplay.
No foreplay. We bike.
We back. We know the people been thinking we dead, but like Christ on the third day, we rise yet again.
We rise yet again.
Some of y'all might be dead.
That's true. And how some of y'all makeup be looking in 2019, you look casket ready.
Casket fucking ready.
Casket. Listen, I hope don't none of y'all get buried with those eyebrows on. I'm gonna say that now.
Oh.
If he lets you continue with the wedding with the eyebrows, he don't really love you.
At all. I'm good.
I have a question about that.
Okay.
If I can pose to the audience. Women, when your eyebrows are looking fucking ridiculous. Like, does anyone give you compliments on these eyebrows? Like, are other women giving you compliments on these eyebrows? And if men are giving you compliment on these eyebrows, are these the men who wouldn't stand a chance in hell with you? So they're just saying nice things to try to fuck? I just want to know, like, for real, who think that shit cute?
I feel like it gotta be other women. Cause I don't know a single man who like is excited about them at all. Like every man's like, yo, what is that on your face?
You know, it gotta be other women. But these be the same women who say, I don't let my friend come out the house bogus. Child, please. Child, please.
You know, Hot Boy Summer, 156. Hot Girl Summer, 79.
Yeah, we winning right now. They just got accepted.
Third quarter.
When I seen dude, they say dude stole his girlfriend's car on a date to go on a date with another woman.
I think that king is resourceful.
Using what he got to get where he needs to go.
I think that's an efficient use of time and resources, if you ask me.
Efficient. That's a good word on this. Oh,
listen, as much as women put the memes out talking about use your boyfriend jokes on your other nigga, listen, y'all better apply our resourcefulness.
Because here's the thing. Once Hot Girl Summer was declared, men took that as a declaration of war. And, you know, if we're all going to be honest here, if we're going to have a contest of who not going to be shit, y'all can't outshit us. Y'all think y'all can. Y'all be saying shit like women cheat better, blah, blah, blah. But no, see, here's the thing, sweetheart. Your heart's in it. Your heart's too much in it.
But I'll tell you this, Aunt, I got to get a lady's credit here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God.
Don't make me hurt your feelings. When a woman say don't make me hurt your feelings, believe that queen. She knows something. She knows something.
And that's fine. But you know what? There's only a certain amount of nukes.
Mm-hmm.
There's always bullets. There's always missiles.
True indeed.
You can only play the nuke card so many times.
True indeed.
What we have in our favor
is a heavy arsenal.
Is an instinct ability to shoot bullets at a rapid pace. And also an instinct ability to get your best friends involved in the bullshit.
I mean, it's pretty simple. Like if a woman says, don't hurt your feelings, right? If a woman, let's just take a woman says, Dion, don't make me hurt your feelings. I'm going to be like, oh yeah, you go ahead, shout it. Like, I mean, because essentially, you know, when my inner nigga kicks in, right? When my inner nigga kicks in, you may say something. I might be like, I may be shocked, right? I may do one of them chest grabs. Oh, okay. But essentially, when we have to, all of this is the long game. So you may win a short game, but when the long game comes up, that's where you're going to be fucked up, because that's why I'm laughing at Hot Girl Summer, City Girl Summer, whatever you want to call it. Because essentially, as been stated plenty of times before, Hot Girl Summer, City Girl Summer, it's cool. But come cuffing season, love, you may be lonely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ain't no may be to it. You thinking they gonna see you out here living your best whole life summer, and then be like, yeah, baby, just, you know what I'm saying? October is ours.
If you think you're lonely now.
Yes. Wait
until tonight.
fellas, if you ever feeling some kind of way and you feel like you're losing your confidence, I can send you some inspirational tapes by the great brother Bobby Womack,
Yes.
who never cared about nothing.
Bobby Womack ain't never cared
Joe,
about
he got
it.
one song, Joe, where he literally was talking for about 5 minutes, trying to explain to this woman that, look, man, I'm only in town for a night. What you gonna do? Like,
He'll be there. That song is so cold because he's literally telling her, yo, I'm here for the night, but your man that you want to leave me for is going to be there.
yeah,
And he's like literally hitting you with the real game. Like, hey, don't do nothing to fuck nothing up with him because we only got this moment. Now, like, and she was ready to throw it all away.
tweak it.
Tweak it.
But he was trying to tell that young lady about her emotions and her feelings, how to get them together. You know what I mean? It don't get no more pimpish than that to say, hey, baby, look, understand this here. I can't be what you want me to be. Then, oh, my God. Then he hit her. She was like, you just want to come back to the hotel room? You want me to come back to the hotel room? So he's like, look, if I'm thirsty, I ask for some water. Did you hear me ask for some sex? I say, Joe, this man Bobby Womack is out of control, Joe.
Hey, man, you gotta talk like you gotta talk to him. You know what I'm saying? You know, they're trying to use your words twisted on you. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I keep my pinky fingernail long.
Hey, now.
Dion, man, how you been though, man? You way down there in the South. We up here, man. How you been down here, man?
You know, I've been cool down here, man. You know, it's been hot. But I'm with the hot weather down here. Don't even bother me like people act like it was. Cause it's consistency to the weather. So I'm cool with that. Sometimes Atlanta does get overwhelming. I'll say that because it's literally so much shit to do. So it'd be weird, like when people talk about something and it's like kind of like this. Like if somebody talk about something going on in Chicago, it's always weird because it'd be like one popping thing on one day, or you know, you have a weekend like last week when you got a few things, but it's damn near like I'd be like, yo, that's like every weekend. It's so much shit going on. I'd be like, damn, like it's so much to do.
I feel like
trying to.
You always at an event.
Like, real events though.
Yeah, not like a kickback or cookout. Like you at like an event that required you to like iron the outfit.
You know,
might need a real hat, not a fucking.
Listen, man, and I've been trying to relax. I've been trying to relax just because, like I said, sometimes it be so much going on, man. So, you know, but yeah, man, I'm chilling down here. You know, I got a chance to visit New Orleans. I was super excited. New Orleans got a special place in my heart, even though when I first got there, I was upset because the city stank.
I was just about to say, this is the biggest turnaround since the Cavs came back from the 3-1 deficit. Your point of view on New Orleans.
Yeah, New Orleans, when I first got there, it stunk. It looked dirty. It looked, you know, filthy. I was like, what is this place? Like people, like it'd be funny to me because people shit on New York being filthy. And I was like, New Orleans is the real filth. But the thing about New Orleans, I will say this, out of all the places I've been to in the country, the people there are the best that I've encountered.
Yeah, I can get that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the people are the best. People are the best.
No, there's no doubt.
Those are facts.
But I'm still reserved, Dion. Man, you got to take me to the part of New Orleans you went to. Because when you first got there, I was the main one co-signing. Baby, New Orleans ain't number one big alley to me, Jack.
I feel like, and I don't know how much this helped you, Dion, my text to you that Saturday morning to reaffirm you that it's not as bad as you think. I feel like it helped.
See,
I had to hype up with the food.
You know what I had to do? I had to get off of Bourbon Street and Canal Street.
And that's key for you.
That's key.
Mm-hmm.
I had to get to the neighborhoods. I had to go to the Lord Ninth Ward. I had to go everywhere. Like I had to go to the little hole in the wall hood spot where the brass band was playing. I had to we had to go to all of those spots to get the New Orleans like experience. I went right up on the levee. You know what I'm saying? I went right up on the levee. I said, okay, all right, I see what's going on here. Huh?
You're a better man than me.
I will tell you this: my spirit was not settled when I was at that levee. Fresh, I will tell you that. We rode up to the levee, and the sign was like, "This right here is where the levee broke." And I'm looking at this levee like, whew.
Did you see why it broke, or
can I see why I don't know, it looked like to be about maybe 15 feet tall concrete levee broke. I think concrete levees broke because people blow them up. That's just what I felt. And people there say that, I know, but seeing it and then now kind of seeing like patches in the levee and things like that, I definitely don't feel like those levees broke. Like they say a barge hit it and things like that, but I didn't even see how a barge could actually hit it like that. To just, it doesn't make, if you ever took one engineering course in your life, it doesn't make sense. Or think about physics, it don't make sense. So, when people there tell you that the levee broke, like all around, everybody from there that I encountered told us that the levee broke. And I was like, once I saw the levee, I said, yeah, they not lying. This ain't no damn myth. Like, I just case in point, without going too far, I think they blew the levee because they felt like that the water would only go to the lower ninth, which, ain't really no money in the lower ninth or upper ninth. But unfortunately, what ended up happening is that the water went everywhere once that happened. And so yeah.
Sometimes people be so dumb. I mean, so smart that they're dumb. Like, everybody knows the most uncontrollable element in the world is water. Like, water gonna do what the fuck it want to do. Ain't no really controlling water. You might can slow it down or some shit, but water gonna do whatever the fuck it want to do. That's crazy.
I don't play with no water, Jack.
I do not play with no water. That's why I need to learn how to swim, bro. I ain't scared of water.
But even learning how to swim myself, don't play with water. Like, like Jordan is swim lessons right now, but I'm still gonna tell her, like, man, you see any wave warning in Lake Michigan, like, don't go in that motherfucker. Like, I know people who know how to swim that drown,
bro.
Because like I said, water is unpredictable. I don't play with that shit. Like, I know how to do all that shit in the water. Man, I barely get in the water at swimming pool parties.
You know how to swim?
Yeah, I know how to swim. Yeah.
So here's the thing. So I know how to swim as well, but here, they have a lake called Lake Lanier, and people honestly die on Lake Lanier. Every week this summer, somebody's died on Lake Lanier. All sorts of things happen. People drown, boat accidents, and you get in that water and it's a wrap. There's been people who literally are like in the top 5% in terms of fitness, former college football players, ripped, who know how to swim. Once they get caught up in that current, it don't matter, because your body is not even meant to swim for that long periods of time, right? So, and especially in wild water with living creatures in it and all types of shit. So yeah, water's definitely nothing to play with. I don't play around. Like I would definitely get in the pool, like in the controlled environment. Like I love a pool, and I love the deep end in the pool. Give me that 12 feet. I can rock. But just naked water out there, like, nah, man, I'm straight. Like, I may get in for a little bit. I think the last time I was in the pool, I was a young dude, like in the body of water like that. I was in Galveston, Texas, and I remember being in that water. Anybody that's ever been to the beach in Galveston, know that's real water. And I was in there like a kid, just having fun. And I remember being in there, and then I just seen a jellyfish floating by. And I just looked at it like, and then everybody else acted like that shit was normal. I got out that water. I don't think I ain't been in wild water like that since, Jack. Like nigga, that's a jellyfish. Them shits kill people. What are you talking about?
When you stay up late and watch a lot of National Geographic, a lot of that shit that float by the water, bro. I don't play with that shit. No, jellyfish, stingrays.
Yo, let me tell you something, bro.
Man, please.
Motherfuckers allegedly done went all the way to the moon. They done sent satellites all the way to Mars. Ain't no motherfucker ever been to the bottom of the ocean, Jack. That should tell you something, Joe. Hell no. Shit, my first real experience with water. Dog, we went to Indiana Beach and I got on one of them slides where you supposed to be in like a fucking inner tube. And I fell out the inner tube like 2 seconds into the motherfucking slide. Oh, I was scared like a bitch. I was screaming the whole way. And I know how to swim, Joe. I splashed that water so hard, bro. Help! Man. Help! Help! I was saying help right when I knew the water was coming. Help! Fuck that. I ain't gonna wait till I'm drowning. I'll watch enough Tom and Jerry. Whew. But besides that, we still here in the land of the living after all of
that. We all are. We all are here.
Silly, man. But besides that, man, you know, we was talking today in my cousin group chat. You know, I guess, you know, a lot of us are saying we need therapy and shit like that. We always throwing around the word therapy in our cousin little group chat and whatever. But my cousin randomly came out and said, "Do you think our parents were good parents growing up?" And they got like eerily quiet for like 4 minutes, bro. And I don't know if we'll say they were bad parents.
Eerily quiet.
Eerily quiet. Like, you know, everybody reading the shit, but nobody's responding to the shit. So it's like, I asked that question to y'all. Do you think your parents were good parents? Like, looking back, do you think like me and you, and we have kids, so you think like, man, I'm going to teach my daughter this and this because I was never taught this and this. You know what I'm saying?
So when you first posed this question, it brought me back to, and I couldn't find the quote. It came up on Time Hop earlier this year. And I was like, oh, I remember I said that. And I think me and Dion had even talked about it for a second. But it was a quote about learning to forgive your parents pretty much for their fuck-ups as you become an adult. And like this writer has said, he said, I had to learn to forgive my parents for their insecurities in order for me to evolve. And I remember I posted that, Dion was like, what does this even mean?
Yeah.
And I remember I was like, for me, what it meant at the time was like, in order for me to be a better parent, I had to forgive both my mom and dad for their fuck ups because there was like unresolved anger that I didn't realize was going on with me that was affecting how I was raising my child. And even like with, I think the biggest thing was with discipline. And I can say it's weird because for someone who doesn't have a child, Dion's point of view on discipline has helped shaped how I discipline Jordan. Like I don't, you know, I'm hard on her, but I don't do whoopings like that. Like it's a couple of times, like, you know, I kind of, you know, get
you
give an elbow or whatever, but that's natural. But like outside of that, you know, I looking at how people got whoopings back when we were growing up, man, counterproductive because a lot of the times your kid does a lot of things because you don't completely explain what you want them to do. And so you have a lot of, as an adult, we have so many outside frustrations from work, marriage/relationships, health issues. And a lot of times we go through our whole day and we don't get to our kids till the end of the day. A lot of times there's a lot of built up frustration daily. And so back then it was just like, just beat your kid till they get it right.
Yep.
And that was like the go-to default setting for a lot of parents.
And that's because that's always been the default setting. I got my ass whooped when I was growing up. My granddaddy whooped my ass.
And look how I turned out. And then like you don't realize you ain't turned out.
You ain't turned out that great. You know what I mean? Just because your ass knew not to grab a pack of cookies at Aldi's don't mean you became a great person because you got your ass beat for no reason.
You're not stealing off the stove, but you beating your girl. So how great are you? So I think with a lot of times for me personally, that question,
Mhm.
And I can answer this. And my mom was here. She would probably agree, but I don't think she was the best parent.
Right.
I don't think, for me, a lot of times we just want our parents to do the best that they can do.
Yeah.
And I think there were points in times, and especially when I was like 6th, 7th grade and going forward from there, that there was a lot of times where you had the choice, a fork in the road, to either give up or fight for your family, or fight to like be the best you can for your family. And
Right.
she chose to give up fork in the road a lot of times.
Right.
And
Because your grandmother was around a lot, right?
I was with my grandparents. And so do I think my mom loved me? Yes. Do I think she was the best of parents? No.
Right.
And of course, my father was like, hell no. Like, this is a grade book. This would be an F minus. But I told him that face to face in person.
Right.
And he knows that. And I told him, like, the best thing that you can do for me is be the best parent to, I have like a younger sister that's like 8.
The fuck?
Yeah, I know. So, like, like at this point, it's too late to try to be a good father for me and Chris. Because number one, Chris, when you talk to, you can give a fuck. And for me, like, I won't say I don't give a fuck, but at this point, ain't shit you can do for me. Like, you ain't got nothing to pass down to me. I mean, I can listen to you. You can give me some advice about some things you went through in life. And not even advice, but obviously your experiences. I can cherry pick what I want. But at this point, learn from your fuck ups with me and my brother. And
do better with
the better with that child. And that will give me a measure of happiness.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that may be a long-winded answer, but that's my answer.
No, that's good. Because the way I felt, like, in the era I grew up in and where I grew up at, it was very common for everyone's parents to be on drugs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
That too.
And my mother never was on drugs. So a lot of people automatically equated that with spectacular parent, because they weren't used to that. My mother, I had a good childhood. You know what I'm saying? I had a good childhood, but I don't think that equated to great parenting. Like, I think of a lot of stuff like setting me up for the future. I think my mother lacked in that because of her upbringing. You know what I'm saying? She'll tell you, you know what I'm saying? Like, my grandma went to college, but none of her kids went to college. Like, out of her kids, like, one graduated from high school. Everybody else was like, just fuck high school. You know what I mean? I'm like, how was that even possible? My grandmother, let my mother them tell her, she was definitely a better grandmother than she was a mother.
What's funny? A lot of women say that now about their mothers.
About their mothers.
Kids.
Yeah, like, she was a better grandmother than she was a mother. They love her still, but a lot of stuff that she put into us, I guess she didn't really as much put into them. But I look at my mother's situation as a single mother. Mm-hmm. She was doing what she could. I ain't saying she was a bad parent based off, like, not providing, because she did what she had to do. If that meant she worked the night shift at a 24-hour restaurant, or she worked some crazy shift where she worked doubles and she get off at 9 at night and we probably didn't see her that day. You know what I mean? That was part of it. And then by the time I got older, shit, it was on me. Like, once I turned 11, I had to babysit.
I think a lot of time, another thing too is, and you said something that made me kind of like bring all this back, like your grandmother was a better grandmother than mother. Yeah. I think a lot of times the environment that our parents and grandparents had to parent in, it was more about parenting out of survival than parenting out of love.
Exactly.
I think a lot of times, our parents and grandparents, they were just like, I just want to get my kid to 18. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to yell at you, I'm going to cuss at you on some, like, we just got to survive. I got to help you to survive. Where a lot of our other racial counterparts, they, in a sense, were able to parent out of love instead of parenting out of survival.
Mm-hmm. And that's definitely what it was. Because I definitely feel like my mother, you know what I'm saying? She worked at Papa Charlie's, and you know what I'm saying? That was like a Maxwell Street that was always open on Madison. And, but as far as, I look at a lot of stuff like now, like morals and standards and stuff that I didn't really get that from my OG. My aunties, they always joke and say they raised me or whatever. Mm-hmm. That was just because they weren't really working. You know what I mean? So they were around.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like I could always go with them. And by me being the oldest, me being the oldest, I was always with my aunties. You know, they're not too much older than me, so I know all my other cousins' fathers and shit. You know, just because I was the oldest. But do I think she's a bad person? No. But like, do I think I had the greatest parent? No, because I feel like a lot of stuff I didn't know about. I didn't know no shit about no credit. I didn't know about how to manage money. I never like.
But shit, at the same time, it wasn't. It was either be at home and be around you, get all the love you want, and be extra poor, or survive, work what I had to do, and might not be there for you emotionally and trying, but like you fed every night.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, again, like their parents are not the survival and not love because ain't no other choice.
And that's why me and my pops was into it for the longest. Like, he swear he was just fucking Bill Cosby. I try to explain to him that he wasn't. I say, nigga, the reason why I have fond memories with you because there weren't many other memories, nigga. Right. I'm like, bro, I shouldn't remember every time we kicked it. Right. I like, fam, I shouldn't remember every time I kicked it with you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then it's like, me and my pops, we got real cool my senior year of high school. I found out he was an electrician making all this money. And we got real cool my senior year. I lived with him the summer before I went to college. I moved there with him. I stayed with him the whole summer. And my freshman year of college, he got locked up in March of 2003. So he's been locked up since then. You know what I mean? So it's like, nigga, I had like a year with you. You know what I mean? Like,
tops.
You know what I'm saying? Like a year with you, bro, and he still think he's this great parent. Whatever. I have to explain to him, like, nigga, when I put money in your books, nigga, be grateful. You know what I mean? Like, you taught me how to play chess. Congratulations. But I'm like, bro, you ain't never give me no left hand in basketball. You never taught me how to catch a fly ball, nigga. Like, this is like stuff as a father you should have been there for. And I'd be like, yeah, my mom was working crazy hours, but you wasn't. Nigga, you tell me about, when I first started working, I was making this. Then I started making this. Now I'm making this. I'm like, nigga, I ain't never reaped none of these benefits. I got a cold-ass Cubs jacket my senior year. But yeah, man, I don't know, man. I just think a couple parents might have dropped the ball in certain areas, but they never looked at it like that. You know what I mean? Like my pops, he gotta know he dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Dion?
You know, I think the interesting part about even this discussion is one, you know, looking back, you know, we have to look back with the lens the same. You know, we kind of have to look at, you know, how Ann said, parenting out of survival and also parenting out of protection as well, right? And you know, just different things that I think sometimes your parents don't know, they not prepared for, and just, you know, I've been paying attention to a lot lately what I call like Black people kind of existing in our infancy, I will say, right? So when I say that, you know, we as a race aren't as developed as oftentimes we like to think we are. When they see us and we saw that, you know, how the criminal justice system was pretty much able to put all those young men in jail because their parents lacked knowledge. And this was 1989, right? That was simple 21 years after they killed Dr. King, right? To me, that's not a lot of time. So if we even look at ourselves and, you know, in 1989, I was 7. And then I look at other things like you say, oh man, you know, my parents didn't really teach me about credit and things like that. It's like, well, you know, then you got to reverse and say, what did my parents actually know about credit? You know what I'm saying? Like, what did they know about credit? They know to teach me, because even at that time, we can all say credit even wasn't that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't that big of a deal. They didn't know that we would go to college and have every major credit card company except for American Express trying to give us a card, right? They didn't know that because they hadn't been there. Even when you fast forward and look at just so many different things that have changed. Like I was even talking to Mike and I was like, man, you know, why wasn't we taking trips? And the nigga was like, dude, like them all group trips that people do now, those wasn't that big of a thing. You didn't have, 30 black
Right.
people on a plane in 2002. You just didn't do it. It wasn't happening. Or not like in our demographic, I'll say. So when you go back and look at those things, you got to be like, you really have to look at it from that lens of what our parents knew, what they didn't know. And I feel like for me, my mother was an exceptional parent because what she kind of even always did, like we definitely had our ups and downs and things like that, but me and my mother always been tight. And what she's always kind of pushed for me was for opportunity. You know what I mean? And, so she always, she, kind of was always trying to look to get me into Beasley. You know what I'm saying? She was always trying to get me into Beasley. When I couldn't get in there, she was, made damn sure like I was trying to get into Whitney Young or something other than just average. So, a lot of times we are limited to where our parents at in life. So now that we know everything, right? And now that everything's at our fingertips, now we're at that point where we like, okay, we have to fight to make sure our kids know these things and make sure we give them the best opportunities. And two, what we also have to fight is turning into our parents, right? So we have to, because sometimes I see it, people want to revert back and say like, Mel, maybe I shouldn't let my kid go away to school. Maybe I should restrict this. Maybe I should restrict that. So it's interesting. And then, I agree with you as well about the father point of view of it because, my father was in and out of jail. When I finally met him, was like, oh, okay, nigga, my father shared the same stories. People telling me about when he had this blue Benz, and I'm sitting there like, I don't care about the blue Benz because the blue Benz didn't mean anything to me. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't in my life, nigga. That was your life. So, it's interesting, but I feel like, we also have to exercise a level of compassion for our parents as well. Just based on so many different things.
Oh, no doubt. Oh yeah, definitely no doubt, bro. Like I don't knock her. I mean, I never tell nobody like my mom's a horrible person, but I just think about certain stuff was lacked because she, like I said, she had to do the other stuff. And I blame my pops for that as well. You know what I mean? Like if you was doing your part of what you have been doing, my OG one had to be out here slaving, you know what I'm saying, to make sure shit worked with us. You know what I'm saying? Biting her, swallowing her pride and sometimes going back to live with my grandma, you know what I'm saying, because we couldn't afford this and that. You know what I mean? And it wasn't that, like my mother always, like to this day, she's always like dressed to impress. Like that's always her thing. So it's like she'll move out of apartment and go live with my grandmother to make sure we clean. You know what I mean? Like fuck that. Like, yeah, I could have brought y'all some French toast uniforms, but y'all wearing Dickies. You know what I mean? So it's like I understand, man.
Yeah.
Because I feel like at certain times, like, yeah, she ain't know about credit. Hell, I didn't either, but I did my research. You know what I mean? So it's like eventually somebody got to say, all right, I'll break the mold. You know what I'm saying? I'll be the one to knock some shit.
And so, the thing about it though, even with that, I'm always saying like, damn, like like even when I talk about stocks and things like that, I always say to myself like, it's so easy to say, man, if my people would have invested that $1,000 into Nike in 1980, we would have had $54 million today, right? But it wasn't no computer. It wasn't no Google, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, literally, like what they would have had to go down to the Board of Trade. They would have had to go to actually like a real investor's office and actually initiate that. Like to me, that's so wild to even think about. You'd have to go somewhere. You had to call somebody. You would have to have somebody that's a real like legit investor. And I'll just look at it like, when we look at black people and things that have been accessible to us over time, and have been denied access to, that's a wild thing. Like, could you imagine a black family trying to invest in stock in Chicago in 1980? Like, just think about like random shit like that. Are you trying to, find these things and the things you run into? Cause I'll even describe experience of my own when I was trying to literally start like one of my businesses. I literally had to go to the Chase Bank in a black neighborhood, the one that's on Stony, like on 60 something in Stony. I went to that Chase Bank to try to simply open a account in a business name in the early 2000s, like maybe like 2003, maybe like 2002. I went to that Chase Bank like literally like 5 times to even try to simply open an account. And when I tell you the amount of shit they took me through to open an account with money in my pocket, like it's so wild. So I couldn't even imagine that experience in 1980. So, it's like, I don't even know how you even begin to do like proper research, because I even think if you'd have walked in the Seaway Bank, if you'd have walked into a black owned bank at a certain time and said, I want to invest in some stock, or I would have learned about credit in the 80s, nigga, I can't even imagine what that conversation would have been like. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's.
And you know what's crazy? I just seen an article saying maybe we should start going to banks and work backwards. Far as don't walk right in like, yeah, I need a loan. I'm here. What would I need to get to a loan? And they like, maybe that should be our steps now, instead of going in and getting rejected and then just be like, you know what, fuck it. Maybe we should go in and be like, my credit's 650. What should my credit be? What should my assets be in order to get a loan? And then come back when we fully prepared. How you feel about that?
And
because
I mean, I'm trying to think. Like, isn't that? I mean, you asked me, but I work for like the privatest of private banks.
The privatest of the privatest.
I feel like number one, most of that you can kind of research on your own before you need to even walk into a bank.
True.
Because you don't want to walk into any situation without any, some type of prior knowledge. Because, the people that they hire, I mean, to be quite honest, have these people don't even have like the prerequisite education in the first place, and they speed through these certification courses. And so they don't really know what they're talking about. That to me, I mean, that's good, but that should be something we should be doing off top.
Yeah.
But I don't think, honestly, if the bank wants to deny you, like a bank could tell you, and I'm sure they've been doing this since the beginning of time. All right, you need this credit score, you did this amount of assets. But when someone wants to deny you something, as soon as you come in with what you got, they'll change the rules on you.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's that. Yeah.
See, that's right.
I remember them talking. I don't know if y'all remember the kind of talking about banking, and a lot of people were saying, man, we need to bring back community banking, which was super interesting to me, because I'm like, I hear you, but the way that the world is now, it's almost like it's not any community banking left, right? But it was super interesting because the one thing I always say, and I talk about it, when I went to my credit union, which is actually community based. So the credit union I have is like based in the neighborhood that I went to, where if you lived outside of a certain area, you couldn't join. And just the, experience that I had there was totally different. And it felt like, to me, it felt like probably what a community bank felt like. You know what I'm saying? Like, they knew my job. They knew this, I had, they pretty much know everything about me. The same stuff that Bank of America knows about me. But Bank of America, like I said, they always want to change the rules. They do little shit. They help out. But when I hit the credit union and say, hey, I want a credit card, like literally they emailed me back and said, how much would you like the limit to be? And, I'm like, oh, okay. Bank of America, like, well, fill this out and fill this out. We're going to tell you how much. And, and I went to Bank of America, like, hey, like, I'm sitting at a zero balance on this credit card, and I want to raise the limit. Bank of America, the girl's sitting there, I need to check this, I need to check that, so it's super interesting because I think what Ann said is true. Man, working backwards is cool, but it has to be with the bank that's actually, in a cooperative situation. And what's interesting, there was a article I wish I would have read. I'm gonna go back and read it. But it was interesting talking about banking, and they were talking about black banks, and it was interesting because they were saying a lot of black. I don't know why I can't say black right now, but a lot of banks in black neighborhoods were. Yeah. See, I had to clean it up, but a lot of those banks are apparently still tied into white banks somehow. And it's like, oh shit. It's like, you're looking at them and you're like, oh, are we fucked? Because, when they sit down and they look, just because of where we are financially, just as a race, as people with our history, it's like we at a severe disadvantage. So if the scale is the exact same and all this other monkey shit, it's like what are we really looking at? Like, how hard is it? It reminds me of something in software, and I'm gonna try not to get off on a tangent, but it reminds me of something when we talk about software and who designs algorithms. So on my IT side, it's a big push right now saying, hey, these softwares and these algorithms that run the software are designed by white people, Indian people, and they're literally put into machines. So when they're designed by those people, and those people who make up those rules look like them, then when it comes back and it comes to evaluate us, whether it be banking, whether it be facial recognition, whether it be background checks, whether it be credit scores, now it's like, oh shit, like the whole system's biased in the motherfucker. And we just, we just got to go along with it. It's wild, man. It's,
Yeah, that's fucked up. That's kind of what they had brought to the board. I remember they did that on the board about the face recognition shit, and that lady was reading their ass about black people, and because they were saying something about they're gonna start using face recognition for something, but it was something about the lady saying so. On white men, it was like 100% positive, and it was like on black men, 68% positive. So they're like, you just go around arresting the wrong motherfucker 68% of, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's just crazy.
So many of us don't even know how much that's being used already. Like, a lot of people think that it's coming, but certain places are always using it. And I tell people, right now we have anybody's been to an Apple store recently, it feels like your Apple store is wide open, right? You don't see security guards. The merchandise is out, available. They got them little shits attached to it, but essentially you can steal a lot of shit in the Apple store. But that's because they use facial recognition. They know your face is in the database on Apple. Period, point blank. If you ever been in the Apple store, they got your face, nigga. And the interesting part, they had a black dude who was flagged as, a thief at the Apple store. He's never stolen, but apparently he's been marked at Apple stores like 6 times, like across the country. And, people approach him out of nowhere, like when he enters an Apple store. But it's a misuse of the technology. So, those systems are real. And one thing too about the credit, I think that's interesting, we can pivot. How do y'all feel about Kamala Harris saying now, with the credit scores, she would like your utilities, cell phone bill, and rent to be included? Which the credit, huh?
Mind your fucking business, home. That's how I feel.
But it depends, man. It depends. If you like me and paying a high amount of money for rent, that means they can see me paying $7 every month faithfully. Now, when I want to go get this car that's $3.50, it'll be no problem.
See, That's fine, but like the people who are already disenfranchised due to the credit rating system, I don't know how this helps them. Like they're not paying
See, here's the
fast.
shit. Here's the shit. So it's actually already in there. So there's already a Vantage score where it's already in there, but they haven't really started using that Vantage score because of like pretty much people aren't reporting it. So it's like on the flip side of it, you know, all of us want to say like, yeah, you know, what about the people that's already disenfranchised? But the flip side of that is kind of like, how do you cater the laws? Because I think it's a real honest thing of her to do, because essentially people are paying cell phone bills. You know what I'm saying? We all got a cell phone. That motherfucker on. You know, our shits ain't off. You know, so it's like, you know, I feel like it's an honest thing. Okay, can we include this on here? Like, can we include that I've been paying Sprint for, you know, since 2000 and goddamn 3? You know what I'm saying? Can we put that on the bill for me? You know, can we put that I've met my rent every month? You know what I'm saying? Can we put these other things on here that we do have to pay to keep the lights on? Like, it's interesting. It's an interesting debate, because I think it actually will do more good to the people that are disenfranchised who can't get credit from anywhere else.
Okay, I can see that. I needed someone just talk me through it.
Me being one of them.
Initially, you know, I was like, I just don't trust anything that's been like proposed or propped up, because I know, like, in some way, shape, or form, we're going to get screwed. Like, everyone was hyped about weed being made legal in dispensaries, but then you look at the qualifications you need to meet to even own a dispensary. It's like, I don't know black people who meet those qualifications.
You don't got no acres or nothing like that.
Yeah, you don't got all these, you know, these, so forth. You gotta have like 20, like, did I say like 20 million or something in assets? Like something crazy.
You said something crazy like that?
Bro, like the requirements to own your dispensary in Illinois are off the chain. You know, like anything that's brought up like that, I just,
because they know is you go get hit. Ain't no way your dispensary not gonna do well.
You know, owning a dispensary is hard everywhere, and I think a lot of people felt that they would be able to move into this marijuana industry. And I feel like for a lot of people, you really needed to start planning 5-10 years ago. You know, and I say that, and it sounds like a long time, but no, you need to start this movement when California was even thinking about legalizing. Because the requirements have always been strict. And when you see kind of what happens with these businesses, it makes all the sense in the world, because those businesses, you need so many resources to just function. It's going to shift the economy of the city, of the state. Certain things are going to happen. Certain things are going to skyrocket. You're going to see, you know, certain things that just happen in all these other places. You're going to see these places are going to need armed security. It's going to also be interesting to see if you kind of even study Denver to see what happens with the banking, because a lot of banks don't allow you to bank with them once you are a dispensary. They don't allow you to do anything. So if you look at Denver has literally armed people riding around, former Blackwater security riding around picking up cash from dispensaries because they're not allowed to bank.
Wow.
It provides such an element to your place that's so bizarre. It's like, oh shit. Like what? And I know a lot of people are happy about it, but I'm honestly kind of low key, like a little scared for Chicago and what it's going to look like. You know, because I've even talked to friends in law enforcement, and the first thing they say to me, they're like, yo, shit's going to be crazy. They're like, first off, your DUIs and your car crashes are going to go up like a motherfucker. Like immediately, they literally preparing for this. Like everybody think like, oh, these records gonna be expunged, this, that, and that. Like law enforcement is preparing for what's gonna happen with it as well, and it's gonna be crazy as hell, because you know, when things become legalized, a lot of people prepare like, things aren't like there are no consequences. And I'm shook. I'm shook in the motherfucker.
Like once liquor had got re-legalized after Prohibition, that was like people were the drunkest they ever been since the era. Like they're like, no, people are really drinking every fucking day, all day. So I can understand that, Joe. But I'll tell you what is scary, Dion. The combination of dispensary and casino.
Oh,
that's what could be scary. They think organized crime is going to come back tougher than ever if we get dispensaries and casinos. Shit gonna be like Godfather 2 around this motherfucker. Hyman Roth gonna come out of nowhere. So yeah, you just gotta play for Chicago.
Yeah, wrap your hands. I'm sorry. Father, stretch your hands around Chicago. You know what was interesting? I know people listen to us like, damn, these niggas talking about some serious shit. You know what was super wild? So I'm involved in the Big Brothers Big Sisters program with Atlanta, and I had to get involved because just kind of a quick sidebar. So the income disparity in Atlanta between poor people and the rich is the greatest in the country, period. So higher than San Francisco, higher than LA. A child in Atlanta only has a 4% chance of who's born into poverty only has a 4% chance of escaping poverty. And, those kids, 95% of those kids born into poverty here are black and brown. So, I didn't just come here to party and bullshit. I said,
Y'all give me 45 seconds. I got to go pop off this bottle.
Yeah, I don't even know. So, yeah. Yeah. So the interesting thing about it is, Fresh fucked me up. We didn't need that announcement, but it was so bizarre. So I wanted to kind of take in as much information as I could about Atlanta before I got involved, since the city's sponsoring this program. What was interesting to learn is that this city got like one of the highest credit ratings you can have in terms of municipal credit. And then to find out they had like $200 million in the reserves and shit, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, this people talk about Chicago, we broke. And they just sitting on they sitting on 9 figures in reserves. They got extra credit. I'm like, listen, I'm like something here. I need to see how y'all been getting this money and keeping it for so long.
Doing something right down there, man. That's crazy.
Yeah,
have that much in reserve.
I was a little alarmed. So, I was like, damn, but yeah, man. Interesting enough. When Fresh come back, we need to just go back into ratchet shit. We don't need to.
Yeah, we've been super serious. Yeah, that's true. Because I got me thinking too long.
Oh man. So
this is a nice change of pace. Nice change of pace, man.
So
I can say that.
Real quick, how was your Black alumni?
Oh, Dion.
I'm back for this, baby.
Black alumni was everything I thought it would be, and then some. I am a firm believer that I cannot do no more than 24 hours down at Carbondale because it is Tuesday, and I'm still tired.
It's something about that Carbondale sun.
Yeah, that heat down there, Dion. You remember that heat? Well, 2 years ago, Black alumni, it wasn't as hot. I think the high was like 86 down there, and that was like a cool off period down there. Man, that 95-degree move into temp weather. Oh Lord, like you really had to be diligent in how you drank down there. So Hennessy was consumed, but I probably for every cup of hen I had, or half a cup, I had a full bottle of water. Like, it was that crazy.
Like, no way I could have drunk cognac in that heat. Like, all that sugar in that heat, you definitely would have been dehydrated. I know this sounds like I'm a whole scientist when it comes to this liquor shit, but
Yeah, you can't mix liquor. You can't have a chase with liquor.
No.
You gotta drink it straight.
Straight, yeah. So I had my 1942 and my Añejo. I was straight. I kept a core water with me. But all in all, I know you didn't even ask me, but I'm just gonna put my little sense on this. Dog, that was one of the better experiences, I say, of my life. Not because, the parties and stuff, but it was just so many people I haven't seen. Yeah, think about it, dog. We left Carbondale like 2007, 2006, 2008, like around that time. These people I haven't seen in almost 15 years, bro, that I've seen. I seen Nick. I seen Lil Mo. Just Lil Mo. I seen a couple people from Carbondale. And they explained it to their like younger siblings, like, man, these the guys who was down here with us who didn't look at us no different. They were the first ones to like accept us, even though we were from the town and stuff. And it was just a great feeling, man. It was a great, what's the word? Atmosphere.
Vibe.
Oh man, that shit was so real. Then I see Mr. Haywood from the College of Business. And he was like, man, Joe, I missed your house. He like, boy, you don't need no invitation for my house. You always welcome. So, just stuff like that, bro. And it just was fun in the sun, Joe. We did not go to sleep. I went in the house every night no later than 5:30, bro. And got right back to it.
Dion, the point where I knew I had to go home, I took our good friend, Relly Rail. He was in the car with me. It was my turn to drive. So we went to the hotel. I'm like, all right, we're going to get a good 6 hours of sleep, hit the road. We're going to be refreshed. When I tell you, when I'm hit the corner and saw them barbecue grills in the parking lot, I was like, we stand no chance.
None.
Rail was smart. Rail snuck into the hotel so no one could see him to hold a conversation and keep him outside. I unfortunately went back outside. It was 5 o'clock when I went to the room. I said, I can't do this no more. My mortality rate gets realized every time I go to Carbondale. I'm not super nigga. I'm not Superman. Joe, I can't do it.
Where Fat Folks know was barbecuing in the backyard. I mean, in a back parking lot. Crystal and them hotel was right next to it. I walked with them to their hotel rooms. It had to be like 5:30, bro. I come back outside like, Joe, the sun is up. I have videos for all this because I was still drinking out the 1942 bottle, walking out the hotel room. Then I'm like, wait, the sun is out. It's like 6:30 in the morning, and they are putting steaks on the grill.
Making steak and eggs at this point.
Man, oh my God, Joe. So I get back in the house at like 7:15, 7:30. I get a call like, come on, Joe. Get up, Joe. We gone. I'm like, what time is it? They're like, Joe, it's 10:30. Let's go. We were so lucky to find someone to drive us home because we were out of there. So I loved it, man. I loved it so much. I joined the association. I am now on a committee. I am now on the social committee of the Black Alumni Wing.
Which means that eventually I'll be on the committee as well.
Yes, it does. So I really want all the brothers to join the Black Alumni group. I feel like this is something that we all should give back to, man. I really do. Like, I would love to throw events that, you know what I'm saying, that raise scholarship money for kids going to SIU and stuff like that. That's how fun the weekend was. It motivated me to be a better person. I am now a philanthropist. You can add that to my many titles.
Oh, but don't get it twisted. It also confirmed that we still cute as fuck.
What?
Baby.
What? For all the girls who say your best friend never look at you like that. You should see how many wives they put on Hey Fresh when they see me.
The looks players got as we walked in. Sorry, sugar my head to the ground. I can't look at you.
Get away from me, woman. Get away from me, woman. I'm taking. We are still a strong delegation of here at Black Men Don't Cheat.
You know what? Did you say get behind me, Satan? Oh, God.
Yes.
Get behind me. With your quick weed.
With your quick weed.
So,
but it was, I'm never missing it. Like, I'm going to go until I'm like 70.
I ain't gonna lie. That may be my last quote. I'm tired.
I'm proud of you. I'm not.
So what's coming up this weekend, guys?
See, this is why it's so tough, bro. Because every other year we have the worst July in the history of livers.
July.
The history of livers.
Before we go into what's going on this Saturday, thank you to the women in our lives who have to put up with this July every other year, each and every time.
Man.
This Saturday, your girl's favorite barbecue is coming up.
Oh my God.
Hashtag the Q19.
Tell Big Mama to watch the kids.
Tell Big Mama to watch the kids. Do rock, paper, scissors with your BD if you ain't got a Big Mama in your life. You know how we coming. You know what we do. You know we gonna be at the back of Inglewood High School. 2 to 9 on the flyer. You know, a little parking lot pimping. That's why we extended from 8 to 9 originally. Food will be flowing up until it's gone. Don't come at 6:30 talking about where the food. You short.
You're short.
Because people eat. Drinks will be flowing because you people will provide the drinks to BYOB.
Yes, I'll be bringing a case of tequila.
Because that's what Fresh and Fat will do.
You know it.
Everybody going to be out in all their glory.
This is another Black Joy. This should also be part of Black Joy mixtape. This should be the part 2. Like the professional 1 and 2.
To be honest, at this point in time, when people list things of what to do in Summertime Shy, this is the main event.
It really should be.
This is
it really
this
should
is
be.
It's Silver Room, Brewfest, the Q.
Yeah.
Debate your baby daddy who live in Hyde Park with his mama stick.
I look forward to the Q every year. And I want to set out a disclaimer for my Southside brethren.
This is the truth.
This ain't even the truth.
Uh-oh.
Me being from the greater west side of Chicago, we are frowned upon a lot. When people always ask me, if I come out west to see you, will I be safe? Sugar, I care about me before I care about you.
Man, come on.
I'm not going to put myself nowhere in danger, let alone invite you to the fucking elephant graveyard. You're going to be okay. Come to the Q, enjoy yourself, go home, brag to your friends who didn't come.
Please.
Make it simple.
Yeah, because, like, you know, all you people asking, like, y'all know it is located? No, we just picked the address out of a piece of out of a hat and just threw it in the air. I was like, okay, this sounds good. We had it at this site last year, no issues. The people from the community loved it.
Hey, listen, man.
Yeah, just bring your ass.
Y'all.
This is last time we was.
Y'all act like y'all ain't. Y'all act like y'all not from Chicago. Like you act like you ain't never kicked it on somebody's porch in the neighborhood you knew was hot. You knew it was hot. Like you knew it. And ain't nothing happened when you was over there.
Right.
Because a lot of right.
Because you minded your motherfucking business. God damn, like this is so simple. Like don't come over in Inglewood thinking you tough Tony. You'll be quickly sent back. Like you want beef?
Hey, let me
blocks over.
Let me tell y'all something about like, the nigga Q. I know y'all love to call it the Q. I get it. But let me tell you something about the nigga Q. The nigga Q has been in all sorts of neighborhoods. And I'm not gonna lie to you. Some of the guys who cause trouble have come to the nigga Q in all types of years. And you know what they usually do when they come to the nigga Q? They come to the nigga Q, they see women, and they usually be like, hey, big homie, hey, cuz, this y'all barbecue? Yeah, it is. Y'all charge? No, we not charging. They be like, can we come through? We ain't gonna cause no trouble. Yeah, as long as you cool, you know, we cool. When they come to the barbecue, they talk to people, they try to holler some girls, they shoot they shot, and they have a good ass time. Like that's usually what happens. Because when you embrace the neighborhood with peace, the neighborhood embrace you with peace. Period. And that's everywhere. That's everywhere.
You gotta honor it. And you gotta honor it.
Yeah, and then, you know, like they give us the respect, you know, that's due for having an event. Like, you know, they like we ain't gonna be on no BS. But at the same time, the respect got to be given back to them as well because you are in their community. And I hate people who just randomly throw something to somebody's community and act like people from the community can't come to it,
yeah.
or you like acting all bougie and high and mighty. That's how you get your shit shot up.
No doubt about it.
And please believe, you irritating enough motherfuckers, they will shoot your shit up.
It's Chicago,
it's Chicago.
nigga. Listen, let me before we go, and can you give people who listen to this? I feel like everybody who listen knows, but go ahead and give them the details on the queue. Give them the details, man.
Okay, so anyone who doesn't know and can't read because it's all over social media, the queue will be this Saturday, July 27th. It will be in the back of Inglewood High School campus, 6201 South Stewart is Inglewood's address. But the barbecue will be on the Princeton side of the school, the back side, the Princeton side. Remember Princeton when you get off. If you're coming from the north, get off at 63rd, make a right at the light as soon as you get off 63rd and down Ryan, make an immediate right on Princeton, and you will drive down and see where all the blacks are. If you're coming from the south, get off at 67th probably, or 59th. If you can get off. Yeah, you get off at 59th and make it easy and then come back around to 62nd and Princeton.
Mm-hmm.
The barbecue hours would be, again, from 2 to 9-ish. That's all I can tell you on the end part. The ending is fluid. We out there to 10:30, just, you know, live your best life. But free to all. Important notes. If you have a bad bladder, make sure you use the bathroom before you get there, as we will have one porta potty on site, and you will not be able to get into the school, so don't ask me about it. If you want to sit down, bring your own lawn chair. BYOB. The B stands for bottle, not for beer. We will have DJ on deck, DJ Maven, our good friend. Him and Fresh. Go ahead, Fresh. You speak for yourself on this.
I'm getting a 13-minute set at the nigga queue, so just be prepared. It's gonna be dirty. I'm gonna get it in about 7:46 or something like that. 7:46 o'clock. I'm gonna have a little ratchet breakdown. So just be ready.
I'll let them work that out amongst themselves. But it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time. It's always a good time. We do this for the love because Chicago has loved us. We return the love back. And I think I covered everything. Right, Dion?
Pretty much.
So,
yes.
Oh, look, one last thing. If you're a friend of mine, could you bring extra barbecue sauce? Last year I had to put spaghetti, but that was my fault. I came late and tried to eat, and I had to put spaghetti on my burger. Don't worry about it. It was still good though.
Yeah, that's a good point. If you want to eat, get there early.
Yeah.
If you get there around 6:30, think of it as a party with leftover food in the background. You take your own chance on yourself after you eat the food there. But the food is good. Shout out to Grandpa who loves his barbecue. I think I got everything besides that. Yeah, you know, also, you know, if you weren't summer fit and your belly has been expanding, like, no, be careful what midriff you wear. You might get roasted. Other than that, man, yeah, live life, be good.
Well,
be out there, baby.
Gentlemen, thank you for this record. You know, I look forward. I'll be here. Hopefully, I'll see everybody on Sunday. Hopefully, y'all don't miss it by being a like the words of my friend Big Sean, a little bitch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Saturday, not Sunday.
Saturday. See y'all. No foreplay.
Yeah.
We out.
We out.
We out.
No foreplay.